Welcome to Wilderness Wednesday, kindergartners. We are going to continue to learn about animal classifications and habitats. Today's habitat is a little tough to see because it's underground. What animals do you think live underground? Do you know any? Let's get digging and find out. The first spot that animals can live underground is actually under logs. So when we pull the log over, we right away are going to look at that dirt and see what insects we find. Oh, I see a couple things. I see some worms. Do you see that little insect? Let's roll over another log and see if we find the same creatures underneath this log. Oh, surprise, little fella. What do you see, kindergartners? Remember when we talked about amphibians? Do you think that's a toad or a frog? Why do you suppose this is the spot where he lives? There is an insect. Hello, friend. What do you see there, kindergartners? Kindergartners, remember, whenever you flip a log over, you have to flip it back over. It's almost like when you open the door to your house, you close it too. Creatures like this little spider in here, he wants his house door closed. The second way to look underground is to get digging. What animals do you think we'll find? There are a lot of animals that have underground as their habitat. This is a great picture of a mole home. You can see where the mole has its nest, where the entrance is, and where he spends his time most of the day making tunnels. This is a cicada. If you hear that special buzzing sound in the summertime in Minnesota, this is the insect that makes that sound. Now, they have an exoskeleton since they're an insect, so you'll see that this cicada crawled right out of its exoskeleton for its new exoskeleton to grow on it. They also have homes in the ground or underground. Those are the entrances to their homes. Now, a badger has a really cool setup. Their home underground is called a set. And you'll see at the entrance where that badger is going in, and sometimes it has more than one entrance hole. And then there are paths underground, which show different rooms. They have a sleeping chamber where they keep very, very clean. And they put new bedding, different from our bedding, but they put new bedding in, like leaves and things, to keep it more comfortable. Their home is different than our home because they don't have a bathroom in their home. They do not go to the bathroom in their home. They go out of their home and they have a scat pile outside of their home. You may have noticed anthills in your neighborhood, and anthills are the entrance to the ants' tunnels that lead all over underground. Did you know that even birds live underground? This is a burrowing owl, and it lives underground. How cool is that? So a few of the animals we found today are insects. Let's take a closer look at insects as an animal classification. Insects have a hard outer shell called an exoskeleton. Insects do not have a backbone or any bones. That's why they have an outer shell. Insects are cold-blooded. Their body is the same temperature as the air. Insects have babies in eggs. Many insects go through metamorphosis. That's a big science word. Can you try saying it? Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means that an insect will change its shape as it grows. A butterfly is a wonderful example of that. If you look at the life cycle of a butterfly, it starts as an egg, and then it changes into a caterpillar, and then that caterpillar creates a pupa, and then a butterfly comes out, and then the life cycle will go over again. Insects can and must breathe oxygen from the air. Insects have 6 legs and 3 body parts. If we look at the insect parts, you'll see 6 legs, and then you'll see the 3 body parts: head, thorax, and abdomen. On this insect, you will see wings, but not all insects have wings. So, kindergartners, one of the little creatures we found today was a spider. A spider is not an insect. A spider is different because it has 2 body parts, it has 8 legs, and it has 0 antenna. Remember, an insect has 3 parts, 6 legs, and it does have antenna. Now, one of the other creatures we found today were worms. Do you remember seeing those worms? And worms are a great thing to find when you are out searching for insects today. Now, worms are not insects and they are not arachnids. Spiders are arachnids, but worms are not arachnids or insects. They are in a special group called annelids. And if you've ever gone fishing, you might have met another annelid. A leech is an annelid. Now, worms are different. Worms are different because he's trying to figure out where he is. Worms are different because they have no bones. All the creatures we've seen so far either have a skeleton on the inside or an exoskeleton on the outside, like insects have. But worms, annelids, do not have any type of skeleton. They do not have one inside and they do not have an exoskeleton. They have segments. Let's see if we can see those segments. They have little lines on them. There we go. They have little lines on them. They are called invertebrates because they do not have any vertebrae, no backbone. So, if you find any worms today, worms are a great find too, but they are not insects. So remember, when you're looking today, you might find insects, 3 body parts, 6 legs, antenna, and an exoskeleton. Or you might find arachnids, like spiders and scorpions. You're not going to find any scorpions, but they're arachnids too. Ticks, we have ticks in Minnesota. They're arachnids also. So you might find any arachnids, 2 body parts, no antenna, exoskeleton, 8 body parts. And you might find annelids, worms. I'm going to put these guys back. I think they want to go home. So I have all my animals laid out, kindergartners. I'm going to sort insects up here, not insects down there, and we'll see what I have. Do you think I have any annelids or any arachnids in this group? Let's find out. Well, kindergartners, not too many insects. I have 3 butterflies, and I have 1 dragonfly. All of them have 3 body parts, antenna, and how many legs? 6. Now, I did have something else in my group. I didn't have any annelids, no worms, no leeches, but I did have 2 arachnids. I had a spider, and I had, do you know what this is? With the little stinger on the tail? This is a scorpion. Scorpions and spiders are arachnids. Now, Today for Wilderness Wednesday, we want you to get outside and look for insects. Can you find any in your neighborhood? What can you find? Your teachers would love to see what insects or arachnids or annelids you have in your neighborhood. Show us a picture of any that you have, or write them down in your journal or on a piece of paper. Seesaw it to us so we can see what you find. Have fun looking for insects or arachnids or annelids.